Well, we have lots of problems too, but we have a great solution to kind of bypass some of those problems. So from an IoT standpoint, the way we look at ourselves is we are an enabler of connectivity. So we want to provide the optimal way to provide connectivity at a remote location that's supportable and, more importantly, repeatable and easy. So the concept is that we provide an enterprise design solution for the enterprise customers that want to interconnect multiple locations. So the case study that I wanted to kind of go through today is based on a retailer. And I know that might not have necessarily a lot to do with IoT applications specifically, but when you're dealing with a retail store, a lot of the situations that these retailers have are the same type of problems you would have rolling out a distributed network type solution using wireless WAN connectivity. Can everyone hear me? Okay, we're in Las Vegas. We're supposed to be happy, right? Okay. So if there's questions, if I'm going too fast, too slow, please slow me down. Okay, so talking generally about the retail industry, retailers can generate 50% of their income within the 2-month period during the Christmas season. So from a standpoint of a retail store, they typically make their money, if you will, at the end of the year when Christmas rolls around. And that represents a big business opportunity for customers because there's significant space across the country that's unoccupied in the retail sector. And one of the things that a retailer once told me, and they had 5,000 stores, they told me, Jason, I am not a retailer. I'm like, what are you talking about? You guys just sell stuff, right? He goes, we have like 20 buyers that go to Hong Kong to buy all of our stuff, okay? But we have an army of people that go out and find and identify the right locations to put stores in. So his story to me was, we're really a real estate company more than anything because we're hiring real estate people, identifying locations that provide profitable turn, eyeballs, if you will, in terms of potential customer base. Okay? Pop-up stores is something that's been fairly new in the industry, and what these really consist of is locations where a retailer wants to put up a temporary store so they can capture business. Sometimes they do these out of the back of trucks. We have quite a few customers that do these out of the back of trucks. Now, the retail requirements are obviously that they want a reliable network so they can have all their back-end applications as well as point of sale. Nothing's going to be worse to a retailer that can't take a credit card when a customer wants to buy something from them. Additionally, they need fast turn-ups and quick disconnections. All right? So when you're looking at some of these things, including no long-term commitments, wireless WAN networking might be the right solution for them. Now, the plan for this particular retailer, which is Toys R Us in this case, they had 800 locations they were going to roll out for the Christmas season. They worked with a preferred carrier who did a site survey of all of their locations that they were going to look at putting up temporary stores in, and they picked 50 locations that had coverage. They began rolling out these 50 locations with an embedded type solution with a device that was sitting in the back of their facility. The first 50 stores they rolled out, they ended up with 30% successful activations. The net effect is they were not able to get network connectivity that satisfied their specific requirements in those specific locations. They then tried to put in a couple alternative carriers. They didn't really increase that number too dramatically. So they had to come up with an additional plan. So the concept was that they went to, I guess I can disclose this, AT&T at the time, and said, hey, you've got to find us an alternative solution. And what AT&T came up with is the little device that we lovingly refer to as our Cellular Extender. Now, one of the most difficult things I have to do in explaining to customers that we talk to, we're not an amplifier. There's no magic voodoo going on here in terms of taking that signal and doing anything funky with it. The concept of this device is mounting this where the signal strength is optimal. So if you look at this facility here, this blue represents I'm on LTE. This 5 bars obviously means I have pretty good signal strength. So this is maybe not the right application or the perfect fit for the value add of this product, but the concept is I can optimize the placement from an installation standpoint of this device, and I can take it to an exterior window. I didn't bring all my little gadgets, but we have 5 different mounting options associated with this device. We have clips that fit on the back. We have screws. We have zip ties. We have Velcro. And we even have the drop ceiling. Not in here. You don't have drop ceiling. But we have little clips that fit into the railing mounts for drop ceiling. So customers really love having all those different mounting options. And this little temporary battery pack, we include this with every one of our kits. This battery pack allows for a quick and easy site survey. So the concept is you plug this battery in, and I don't have to drag an 80,000-foot extension cord to find where the signal strength is best. So I can walk the perimeter of my facility, see where the signal strength is optimal, and find a location that I can install the device. All right? The other thing that we include as part of the kit, obviously, is the antennas. And this is a multi-carrier device. So I have a lot of customers that will go out with this device with a couple of SIMs. They'll pick 2 carriers. They'll have a preferred carrier. If they go outside their facility and it does not work, they pretty much give up on that carrier. Because if you don't have connectivity outside the building, it's not going to help you to get it inside the building. So what they'll do is then they'll try the alternative carrier, and you just simply swap out the SIM. We are using the Sierra 7354 chipset, which supports all the carriers in North America up to LTE. It supports most of the carriers internationally LTE, but you have fallback of HSPA. All right? So the other thing that's included with this platform is a complete management system. So as soon as you plug this device in, it automatically phones home, pulls down configuration information if there's any adjustments, pulls down firmware updates. We can firmware update both the module as well as our unit firmware. All of that is done over the air, and then it sends in little chirps of information that you can adjust. By default, we do every 30 minutes. If you want to make it once a day for a more tight M2M application that has limited bandwidth, you can do that. But by default, by checking in every 30 minutes, we use less than 2 megs per month of data on that customer cellular connection. Okay, so the diagram that we're showing here is just giving you the overall visual of how this platform is designed to work. In the back of the facility, you notice that it's kind of a red identified color, red meaning typically stop or bad, yellow meaning caution, and then green meaning good. So you obviously mount the device in the good portion of the facility where you have good signal strength, and you're simply running a Cat5 cable. We include a PoE adapter, so you don't have to find power where you're mounting the device. You're just running a single low-voltage cable that gives your power and your data. Why is that important? Antenna cabling, it's low loss by its very nature. It's a coax cable, so you get attenuation and you get loss of dBs. We find that about 30 feet is about the kind of the break-even point. If you're not getting good enough signal strength less than 30 feet away, you're pretty much in trouble. With our solution, you're losing nothing, and you can go the full length of Ethernet, which is, 300 feet. All right. Is there any questions on that? Or am I not supposed to ask questions yet? Guys, it's supposed to be fun. We're in Las Vegas. Okay, so the store results. Obviously, our friends over at Toys R Us, they adopted this solution, and they rolled it out to their 800 stores. So the net effect is we went from 30% success rate based on the pilot numbers of 50 of those stores to an overall success ratio of over 90% with their preferred carrier. That is a dramatic improvement. And I'd like to take a further step back and consider this. The 30%, those sites probably improved their performance as well, right? So the concept is we're going to make good signal strength great. We're going to make bad signal strength good, make unusable signal strength hopefully usable.
Be that stepping stone between the failures of AT&T and the new specifications of 802.11ac.
Okay, so 802.11c, just AC, that is more of a Wi-Fi standard. This is strictly a cellular standard, so we're running the cellular frequencies. So I'm doing an Ethernet cable back to the customer's equipment. I have customers that plug this into APs so they can get a Wi-Fi solution, but this is a WAN connectivity solution.
Okay, so that's all fiber optic.
It's more of the copper from a Cat5 cable. It's standard Ethernet that everybody has typically run in their facility, so
right.
It's a low voltage cable.
So you're creating local access that then goes from local access to the WAN and gives connectivity there.
Correct. So one of the things I'll tell my customers is we're wirelessly enabling your existing network. And let me tell you, that is a huge value proposition. So a customer might roll out a bunch of Cisco routers or some type of network, and it doesn't have wireless. This is a very low-cost, effective way to enable wireless services for a customer. Okay, this can be partnered with a gateway, a router, or any other device that's doing IoT sensor management and easily deployable, repeatable. And this management platform that I kind of scooped over real quick, it does monitoring and management, so it can provide you with alerts if a location has any problems or challenges.
Okay, so throughput, 10 megabit, Ethernet, what?
We are technically a 100 meg Ethernet port on the back. And the reason we're 100 meg is because for passive PoE, which we're doing here, you have to be at 100 meg. So you're capped at 100 meg. We can do encrypted IPsec throughput. There's a pretty good processor in here, up to 50 megabit. Okay. So we easily will tap out whatever the LTE top speeds are, which are all theoretical. You're not going to hit more than what.
Best I've ever heard is 32 from.
Well, I've gotten 45 off AT&T. There's kudos to AT&T.
Okay.
I did that off of this device at my house. I was pretty happy.
Okay, cool.
Very happy.
So one of the things we've said is there's about 7 billion brownfield opportunities with sensors where they've got they don't have connectivity to the rest of the IoT cloud. So in effect, you're there for the 7 billion that haven't been served yet.
That is exactly correct. I would love to sell 7 billion of these things. Well,
no, there's probably a 10 or 20 to ratio. So,
okay, that's fair. I'll take $1 billion.
Yeah,
I'll take
$1 billion would be good.
I'll take $1 billion.
Excellent. So,
let me see if that was it. Pretty much it.
Okay.
Did I take too much time?
No, you did fine. Any questions? Round of. Okay, one question.
Are you going to keep accelerating your product to the next better specification?
Absolutely. We are in constant contact looking for the latest and greatest in terms of modules. The module that we have in here is a pretty strong module, but we already have our eyes on the next version. In terms of our other products, we have out-of-band management, failover capable devices. We do OEM work quite consistently, so customers bring us, hey, these are my requirements. And just so you know a little bit about our company, we do our engineering out of Australia, and the engineers that we have are extremely talented. It helps with our recruiting of engineers here in the U.S., because when we tell them who we have working for us, they get all excited because it's like in the nerd community, it's a rock star kind of thing. The guys that write Linux, because everything we do is Linux-based, we are in the top 10 of any organization in the world in contributions to the Linux kernel. Put that in perspective. Google's like number 6. We're number 7. We're at 84.2% of what Google does. And I assure you, I don't have the Google revenues that back that up. So we are very talented. Well, I hope so. Did you have a question?
Find Scott and get those fucking assholes.
Didn't stop us from keeping on the shit.
What's the price performance of your device versus like a MiFi?
Okay, excellent question. So we are not a MiFi device, okay, and I know some customers like that. I have gotten a lot of customer opportunities that have come to me that implemented MiFi type devices because they're just not designed with that little battery to stay on as a permanent solution, right? So we are an Ethernet handoff, and we're pretty consistent, and we work pretty well. So from a MiFi solution, I kind of look at that more on the consumer side. I know there are some better products out there, but I would say to partner this with a quality AP, and then you have more of an enterprise-grade solution, in my opinion. Of course, I have this product, so. Any questions, comments? Eggs?
No eggs.
No eggs.
Round of applause.
All right, thank you, folks.